Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So today we'll be learning how to make a contoured skirt, perfect fit pencil skirt. I'll be showing you how to give your client a lift at the bum bum. Okay, how to give a lift, a perfect fit skirt with this pattern. You can also draft your PC skirt, your man-made skirt. So in subsequent video I'll be showing us how to use it to make our PC skirt and also the man-made skirt. Okay, so this is 1 inch here. That's my starting point. Okay, and then next I'm going to mark my hip divided by 2, which is 22. My hip is 44, so the measurement is going to be on the screen. My hip is 44 divided by 2 is 22, so I'll just be marking 24. Okay, so I'll just be taking 24 like this from this line here. I'll just be marking my 24. So I've already marked that already, so I'm just trying to kind of show you guys what I did. And the next, you will need the length of your skirt. Okay, you need the length of your skirt. So I'm marking the same 22 here just to get a straight line. So I'll just connect to this line. If you're new to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button below and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so as to be notified each time I upload new video. And if you enjoy this video, please hit on the like button. Okay, thank you. So next, you need to get the length of your skirt. So for this, I'm working with 21. Okay, for this I'm working with 21 inches long. So I'll just be marking 21 like this, and then after that I'll connect with a straight line like this. Okay, so after this I'm going to divide this I'm going to divide this pattern into two. Okay, I'll divide this pattern into two. One part is going to be for the front and the other one for the back panel. Okay, because we'll be drafting the back and the front together. I'll further divide this into two. So 22 divided by 2 will give me 11. Right, so I'll be ticking on 11. I'll just divide this into 2 and then you connect. So I'm going to connect with a straight line. So like I said before, with this pattern you can make your man-made skirts, your 6-piece skirts. So if you want to see how to turn this lovely pattern that we'll be making now to 6-piece skirts, just tell me on the comment below. And if you want to see me using it to make a man-made skirt, still indicate and I will go ahead and do a video on them and I'll upload. Okay, so now after dividing this into two, next I'm going to mark my hip point. So hip point standard is from 7, 8 and 9. Okay, depending on your height. So for me, I'm on the tall side. I'll be using 9 inches for my hip line. Okay, if you're on the average you can use 8, if you are short 7. So that is the standard measurement, or better still you can take the measurement on your client, right? So I'm going to connect the hip point like this. Okay, so after doing this, I'm going to label this one center back. This is my center back, CB. So let me use marker to label them so that it will be visible enough. This is CB, center back, and this is CF, center front. Okay, this is CF, center front, and this is CB, center back. Or better still, I'll just write front and then back. Okay, so that you know the one we are drafting. So to start up with, from the center back I'm going to come in by 1 inch to tighten my center back. As you know, our back is not straight, is a bit deep. So from there I'm going to mark my waist divided by 4, which is 9. So the waist I'm working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I'm going to tick on 9 like this, and then I'll add 1 inch for my dart. Okay, so adding the 1 inch will make it 10. So as you can see, the 10 is already on the middle line. I'll add 1 inch. The 1 inch is already on the middle line. Okay, so there will be no need for this, but in case yours is not on the same line as mine, all you need to do is to just kind of curve it like this. I'll just show you how to curve in case yours did not fall on the same line. So all you need to do is to just curve this way with a curve ruler or a straight ruler. If you are not too curvy, use a straight ruler. If your client is curvy, use a curve ruler and curve the way I am doing. Okay, if your client is not too curvy, just use a straight ruler like this. If your client is straight, use a curve. Sorry to use that word, just use a straight ruler. But if you are curvy, you need to use a curve ruler. Okay, so if your client is straight, just use a straight ruler. If your client is curvy, you use a curve ruler. Okay, so I just used a straight ruler to show you guys what I mean here. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and clean this up. I'm going to use a curve ruler because it's not that I'm too curvy though, but you know, a little bit. So I prefer using a curve ruler for my anyway. So I'll just curve this way down to the hip line. You connect to the hip line. Okay, and then here I'll just clean this because this center line already is my my hip line. The middle line is already on part of the measurement, so I don't need to curve anything. So in case yours fall as mine is okay, just leave it like that. So you take your waist 9 inches. Okay, so this is 9 inches, my waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So the 1 inch falls here. Okay, so let's just say it falls here. You just connect like this. Did you see that? It's supposed to be on that line, but I just use it this way to show you guys. But in case yours fall on the same line, leave it like that. There is no problem. After you sew your darts, the curve, the shape will come out. On the center front, I'm going to do the same. Sorry guys, it's not showing. I just marked, take my waist measurement plus 1 inch for that. Okay, 1 inch for that. You don't need to take out anything from your center front. Just from the center front, you mark your dart. Sorry, it's not showing. Okay, so now this is my hip measurement, which is 11 divided by 4. So I'm going to be taking 2 inches out of that. You can take 2.5 to 3 inches. Okay, so if you're working with a stretchy fabric, then you take 3 inches. If you're working with non-stretchy fabric, you take 2 to 2.5 inches. Okay, so this method can also be used without a zipper. If you're making a skirt without a zipper, you can also use this method. The only difference is that you will not be adding zip allowance to yours. Okay, so my hip, I minus 2 inches from my hip, and I'm going to mark what I have here like this. Okay, you just minus 2 inches from there, and before then I'm going to go up by 2 inches to form my knee line. Okay, from the length line you go up by 2 inches to form your knee line, and I'm going to connect with a ruler like this. Okay, so now you're going to mark your hip, quarter of your hip minus 2 inches. Okay, so what I have on my hip line, I minus 2 inches to that from there. So here I'll be minusing 2 inches. Okay, and then I'll connect it upward to the hip line like this. So I'm using a hip curve. In case if you don't have a hip curve, you can just take it straight, or if your client is straight, you can just mark everything straight. It will still come out perfectly well. Okay, it will still come out very beautiful, but I like to use my curve ruler. I like to use a curve ruler to make my, okay, so I'll just connect to the knee line like this. Okay, and then I'll further connect to the hemline this way. Okay, so our skirt front panel is ready. Now for the back, I'm going to minus 1 inch from the each side. I'll divide the 2 inches into two. Mark 1 inch on the left side, 1 inch on the right hand side. Okay, so you divide the 2 inches by 2 and you connect this way. Okay, so I'll just use a straight ruler here to show you guys what I mean by using a straight ruler also. Okay, so did you see that it still come out very beautiful? Okay, so that is what you get when you use a straight ruler. So for here I'll use a curve ruler just to show you guys. We are doing a practical. Okay, I'm trying to show you guys something. In case if you don't have a curve ruler, you can still work with your straight ruler. Then you connect this one down. Okay, remember I said the 2 inches you minus from your hip line. For the back panel, you divide the 2 inches into two. Mark 1 inch on the other side. Okay, so next we are going to be contouring we're going to be giving our bum a lift. Okay, I'm going to be giving my bum a lift. Okay, so these ones that I'm marking is what I'm going to cut out from this pattern. Okay, we'll be cutting this out from this pattern. So next I'm going to be marking my dart, or first of all I'm going to kind of reduce the front keeping. You know, after making your skirt or your gown, you notice that the front is folding. So this is what I'm trying to eliminate. So you can eliminate from 1 to 1.5 inch. So for here I used 1.5. So you can mark 1 to 1.5 and then you connect to the waistline, to the side seam like this. Okay, that's on the center front. Okay, so next I'm going to be marking my dart. Don't mark your dart like this. Mark your dart from the main line. So that is why it's advisable to mark your dart before you take out the 1 inch or 1.5 from the front side. So this is where you're going to start marking your dart, 5 inches, and on this line you still mark the same thing, 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches, and then you connect with a straight line, and I'm going to go ahead to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of the dart and then connect. Then I'm going to connect this way. So this is for the front dart, and for the back dart I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2. My nipple to nipple is 8 divided by 2. So you mark your dart here. Mine is 4 inches after dividing it by 2, and then the length is still the same, 5 inches long, that I'm using for my darts front and back. Okay, and then in order to get a straight line, you just take your measurement from this point. You know, when you mark like this 4 inches and you're marking here, you're not going to get a straight line. So you just take it from here. This is 5. Okay, then you mark 5 again here just to get a straight line, and then you're going to connect. Okay, and then you're going to mark 1 inch, 1/2 inch on both sides. Sorry, remember we added 1 inch for our dart, so that is what we are taking out now. 1/2 inch on both sides of the skirt of the dart. Okay, so our back dart and front dart is ready. Then next I'm going to show you how to get your band in case you want to make a skirt. If you're not making a dress, you're making a skirt. So you just mark your band, take out your band, which is 2 inches. So here we'll be cutting this one out. So whatever inch you're using for your band, you can use 1.5, you can use 2 inches. So for here I'm marking 2 inches like this, following the shape of the front. Okay, you mark your 2 inches following the shape of the front. This is for skirt, if you're making a skirt. Okay, but if you're making a gown, you don't need to cut out any darts. So for this one I am not making a skirt. But if you guys want to see a tutorial on skirt, how I use it for skirt, in short, I'm keeping this pattern. I'm going to use it for skirt, I'll use it for gown, I'll use it for a dress too. Okay, so if you want to see any of them, just let me know in the comment below. And the same thing I did to the front, I'll do to the back also. Okay, so this is our band. Okay, so when you cut out this band, so exactly the same thing I did to the front. So when you cut out your band, first of all, let me cut out the excess pattern, then I'll tell you what to do when you cut your band. Okay, so this is our front panel is ready. Then after cutting this pattern out, I'm going to show you how to after cutting this pattern out, I'm going to show you how to give a lift to your client's butt. Okay, how to do your butt and hip allocation. So right now I'm done cutting. So for your band, if you're making a skirt, if you cut out this band, all you need to do is to close the band. Okay, so let me bring this down to show you guys. I noticed that it was not showing. So when you cut out your band, you have to close the darts like this before you cut the band on the fabric. Okay, you close it, because when you sew your skirt dart, the band is going to be longer than your skirt, so you need to close the skirt dart. Okay, so here is the front. Let's give our butt a lift. So I'm going to slash through this hip line like this. You slash through the hip line, don't cut it out completely. Okay, like this. So you get another piece of paper, and then you place underneath it like this. You place it under it like this. Okay, so after placing it this way, all you need to do is to get your sellotape, and then you tape the down parts down. Okay, so the slash you'll be making is 1.5. You can make from 1 inch to 1.5. Don't exceed 1 inch, 1.5. Okay, don't exceed 1.5. So I'm going to use this masking tape and mask the down part of the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to hold it down like this. Sorry guys, I'm using a colored tape. Okay, I couldn't see where I dropped my white sellotape, so that you guys will be seeing what I am doing. Okay, so I just tape down this one so that it will not be distracting me, and then I'll just slash this open by 1.5 inch. Okay, and don't worry about anything. It's not going to affect the length of your skirt in any way. No, it's not going to affect the length of your skirt. Okay, the side seam is still going to be the same. The only place that you have a little bit of lift is at the back, and it will not affect the length at all. Okay, so I'm just going to mask this down after slashing by 1.5. You use your tape and tape it down like this. Okay, so did you see the shape is giving us now? Do you see the effect now? Okay, so I'm just going to use my curve ruler and blend this together. Okay, you just blend this together. You can use your free hand to also blend, just following the shape of the first paper, and then you blend. Okay, so this is what we have, looking so beautiful and perfect. Guys, if you try this, you're gonna love your skirt. Okay, so if you try this, please do let me know. Then if you're going to use your zipper allowance, if you like marking your zipper allowance, you just be marking it like this, following the shape of the skirt. You mark your 1.5 inch for your zipper allowance on your pattern. Okay, I'm showing you how to mark zipper allowance on your pattern. Excuse me, but for me, I don't like using zipper allowance on my pattern. Okay, I like adding my directly on the fabric. I don't add zipper allowance on my pattern, my skirt pattern. Okay, so this is how you're going to connect your zipper allowance like this. Okay. Okay, so do you see how beautiful this is? This is how it's going to sit on your back, on your client's back, looking so beautiful and curvy. I'm telling you guys, if you try this, and you're going to love your skirt. So I'm going to use tape to hold this part down because it's kind of pulling up. So you use your tape, tape down everything. Okay, sorry guys, I'm using a colored tape. So you need to tape down everything so that it will not be shaking. And then after taping down, you cut out the excess that is inside the pattern paper. You're not going to leave it like this. Then if you're cutting, if you're using a zipper allowance, you just need to cut out like this, following the same shape that you marked. And after which you turn your paper and then you cut this out. Okay, you go inside, you turn your paper around and cut out the inside. Okay, and then you have to tape this side down so that it will not be shifting. But I don't like adding zipper allowance on this pattern, so I'm just cutting it out. And with this pattern you can make your zipless skirt. For those asking me for how to draft a skirt without zipper, this is also one of the methods you use to cut a skirt without zipper. Okay, so I'm just cutting out the excess paper inside this. So if you're cutting a skirt without zip, this is how you're going to cut it. And make sure you're using a stretchy fabric, very, very stretchy fabric. So guys, our pattern is ready. Thank you guys for watching. Please like this video, I beg. Make una like, share with friends and family so that other people can get to see this pattern. Just support. The only support you can give to me is by liking this video and sharing it. Okay, and if you want to see the sewing tutorial, if you want me to sew this to skirt or to use it for dress or 6-piece skirts, let me know and I will do that. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.